Hello, everyone. Welcome to DICAN's webinar today. I know there's going to be a few people probably still rolling in over the next couple of minutes, but I want to get started here. So thank you very much for taking time with us to hear more about NSIM and their solution, Rasters.io. Our focus for today is highlighting the Rasters.io solution, which is a platform that's built to help public works teams manage and optimize route-based operations. Today we're joined by Jimmy and Francois, who will take us through the platform and a demo shortly. But with 20 years of mapping and IoT experience behind it, Rasters.io simplifies route planning, driver coordination, operational monitoring, making it easier to manage services like snow removal, waste collection, and street sweeping. So DICAN has been working alongside of NSIM for over a year now, and we have a number of clients using the solution today. We're really looking forward to having you join us in this demo and presentation. But before I turn it over, I just want to have a couple of notes on the housekeeping. So we are recording this, and we'll send out recording to people afterwards so that you can review again. If you have any questions, we're going to ask that you put them in the Q&A. So they're at the top of your Teams meeting. There's a Q&A module, and if you just type your questions there, we're going to answer questions at the end. If you'd like to unmute and speak your question, we're happy to do that, or if you just want us to read the questions, we'll do it that way, but we are going to just save them for the end so that we allow NSIM enough time to get through everything. So thank you again. I'm going to hand over now to Jimmy and to Francois.
Thank you, Lucy. All right. Everybody sees my screen. Lucy, everything's good?
Everything's good.
All right. So thank you for having us, DICAN. Nice to be here. Along with me today, Jimmy Perron, the CEO and founder and co-founder of NSIM Technology, NSIM being the company, Raster.io being the product, the core product of our solution. Has been founded in 2004. It's been over 20 years now. And it's basically a company specialized in GIS, AI, and technically we're building solution for smart cities. Our core solution product is called, again, Raster.io. Technically it's a smart routing solution designed for public works, and it's been trusted as of today by over 100 cities. And it's been used by field operators. Over 1,000 of them are using Raster.io. So these guys, Jimmy Hogan and Jimmy Perron, has been building quietly rethinking the next-gen routing system. So there were quite a few versions through the timeline, but the first version came out in 2008 as the V1, and I would say the key timeline here is 2017. As they were building a solution for smart cities, they came to the conclusion that it had to be more specific to public works. So they met up to 5 customers in public works in 2017, and they've redesigned and rethink the solution to make it more operation specific, and so they can relate, you guys can relate more to the solution. So that was a key milestone for the solution. So they came out with the turn-by-turn navigation, the V6 in 2019, and the integration with Geotab took place in 2023, and we're since this summer in the Order Now marketplace. So we call it a smart routing for public works. It's basically designed for today's crews. And as you're going to get to see and understand, it's ready for tomorrow's challenges. Let's walk you through a quick demo.
Rasters.io for Geotab builds on 2 decades of experience collaborating with cities to create tailor-made solutions for asset tracking and managing their public works operations. Using our expertise and technology, your team can replace those outdated paper-based systems with Rasters.io, coordinate and dispatch routes to your operators and drivers, schedule and optimize ad hoc routes, gain precise understanding and control over your operations, and ultimately improve service delivery to residents. Elevate your public work fleet management with Rasters.io for Geotab.
right? So you will relate to these challenges as we have a lot of customers in your space. We understand you have challenges and it's high stakes and you have high standards. That being said, everything you share a common goals, right? You need to elevate operations execution so everybody, the operators, meet the established standard. You need to monitor the compliance and mitigate liability related to the expected service levels. And therefore, you will increase safety and reduce financial risk. So the following slides hopefully will help you understand where we can bring more value and help you with these core challenges and goals. One of them being set with the increased population safety and financial risk, right? So you guys are facing, you may face negligence claims if the decisions are deemed operational rather than policy driven. So this is based on the Supreme Court in Canada. And if that's accurate, and the settlements can range from tens of thousands of dollars to up to $1 million, the question is not how much it costs, how much you risk if you're not, better implementing solution and technologies for operations. Here's the problem. So previously, years ago, 20, 30 years ago, paper maps was the thing, right? That was the way to go. Unfortunately, today, it's still the case for many use case, snow removal, waste collection, street sweeping, and so. So there's, using that still today, there's operational flaws and hidden costs. Training, it's high operational burden to train employees, new employees, or you current employees with new routes or new specific tasks for another department, for instance. The recruiting, recurring administrative load for onboarding, it's quite persistent and demand on resources. And random field audits and briefings are high maintenance, basically. So these are some of the hidden costs, and you might think of quite a few more. With raster IO, you will be able to cut hidden expense, right? So the solution in place, our turn-by-turn navigation platform, will help and fast enable inexperienced operators. That would be of use. Level up all operators to the same standards, right? So basically removing the disparity among the inexperienced and the experienced drivers and bring greater insights to the public works authorities. So over and above and beyond the problem, you have and you face labor challenges. As many industries, it's as the same basically in public work. So there's an aging workforce, and what about the next gen that you need to hire, right? So these are highlights from APWA report. So skilled labor shortage are delaying public works projects. Agencies report difficulty recruiting and retaining operators, basically for essential services like snow removal and waste collection. And what about technology adoption, right? That could be helping mitigate staffing gaps, as I was saying earlier. So our solution will bring and brings value to help, mitigate the risk, reduce the challenges, and ease the recruiting, basically. So our solution is a turn-by-turn navigation system to eliminate skill gaps and obviously attract the next generation. So here's about the next generation. So basically, the younger workforce are more tech savvy. Younger operators are more comfortable with mobile tech, and they expect these tools basically when they get hired. It is the way in, the implementation, the training, the onboarding, and it's more interactive. So that could be of use to attract, recruit, and retain these new hires. Use cases, as you heard, snow removal, waste collection, street sweeping. It's also as good for off-road network, right? So you don't go in a specific basic tablet for off-road paths, sidewalks. You will have a system in the platform to report or feedbacks for any anomalies down the road that your drivers, operators can flag down the road, and so what's the competitive edge of Raster.io? So the two first bullets are kind of the obvious and the basics, right? So you might find to a certain level some few solutions out there that are quite okay with the public works routes, the road network that everybody is used to. What about the return to route capabilities? This is where we shine the most. You know, you have shifts, you have somebody go out from a route for lunch and wants to get back in. What about multi-vehicle route tracking displays? So if you go in tandem to plow some roads, you want to see who's beside you, behind you, or in front of you, and accomplishing the same specific road. And what about unrestricted navigation for off-road routes? With the turn-by-turn navigation, as good as the road network, it is as efficient for the sidewalks or any specific off-network path for the road. In-cam driver feedback, as I was saying, with specific customizable forms to flag anomalies. For instance, the waste collection, you might flag the bin was not out, the wrong type of bin was out, or any issue you might be facing with the snow clearing, like there's a car parked in this specific street, so you cannot plow according to plan, so you might flag it right away on the fly. And it's obviously optimized for Geotab Go. So for you guys today, before Jimmy dives into the specific and the nuts and bolts of the solution, you need to take back these key takeaways. So it will facilitate the onboarding for your crew, remove the skill gaps, and hopefully ease the recruiting. So that being said, without any further ado, Jimmy, it's your time to shine. Thank you,
Hey,
guys.
thank you. Just share my screen. So first of all, thank you to be there. Um, so first of all, Raster.io is completely integrated with the Geotab My G portal. So there's an add-in here. So the live map, feedbacks, live route. So you have a lot of pages available from the add-in. So you just go to the Order Now marketplace, install the add-in, and you're ready to go. For the add-in, so a route in rasters, we are in the live map. So if you can click on a route here, for example, north of Windermere Road, I have the name, the information about the route I've just clicked, and the status. So who is the operator is currently running the route, the vehicle, the progression computed in real time, the completed distance, the start, the duration, etc. So you have all information about a route. All sections of the route are colored with green portion, which means that that portion is already completed, and the blue or other colors is to be completed. So it's very easy to just have a look on your live map and see exactly what happened right now. So now this is the route you can monitor in the live map. In the mobile app for the operator, what this looks like. So for example, I will just try so a second integration important information is that rasters can be launched from Geotab Drive directly. So you only have to log in Geotab Drive, you select your vehicle, do your DVR or ELD or HOS, and you have a click only to rasters navigation, and automatically the rasters navigation will be launched. You will be logged, and the my Super Corolla will be choose. Now you only have to here select your route. So you can filter your route. You have the activity. So for example, commercial waste collection, road patrol, scraping, sidewalk. So you can just filter by activity. For now, I will choose my preferred one, my Pinnacle Parkway plow. So first thing, when you choose a route, you will see a summary. And now we see that this route has not been totally completed, but a portion is still completed. So probably someone in yesterday, another operator, complete the route, but some portion is still in blue. So I can monitor which portion is not completed. And if I click start, I will have a question for the operator. You have this route actually is not completed. So what do you want to do? Do you want to continue the route to go to the uncompleted portion or you just want to restart it? If you click on continue, the system will guide will create a route from your position to the segment which is not completed. So you will continue where the other operator lives yesterday. If you click to restart, you just restart the operation again. I would just click to restart for my demonstration here. So you have your navigation instruction at the top, and you have what we call the operation instruction here. So you have the raise manual here, for example. So you can pinpoint custom instruction to display to the operator at specific location. You also have the operation instruction. Here I have my plow front plow only. So this is displayed. It's another kind of operation when you are on specific location in the route. So for an operator perspective, that's all. You log in, you choose your route, and you're ready to go. So it's very easy. You will see a change here from your front plow to side plow down. So this is another kind of instruction you can display to your operator depending of which portion of the road is executed right now. This is why you see here some portion in orange, some portion in blue. So this is why where the operation instruction will change over the execution. Now, if the operator wants to report some anomalies or feedbacks, what we call a feedbacks, there's a little button here. Just click on the button and you can report, for example, assigned to repair, a mechanical breakdown, raised manual. So I will just report assigned to repair here. So all the instruction, the custom instruction, the operation instruction, the feedbacks, the color, it's all customizable. So you can, depending on the activity of your route, if you do waste collection, you're executing sidewalks, you're executing any other type of activities, you can customize depending on the activities, each color, progression, instruction, and operation instruction. So as my operator is just executing the job, I will see here in my GeoTab portal the operation in real time. So I have my Corolla, the location in real time, the completed portion in green. So the green green portion are computed in real time. And you have here my sign to repair. So my feedbacks, which have been reported by my operator right now. So now, if I take another, for example, I take another tablet here. So I have another operator can log in rasters with a single pin too. So if you don't have any Geotab drive integration, don't worry. You can specify a pin for an operator and log in with a pin only in rasters. So it's not a problem. So in that case, you have to select your vehicle. And now you can choose your Pinnacle Parkway here, plow. So you see here that 40% of the Pinnacle Parkway is actually completed. And with the little green play icons, you see that someone is actually running that route. So you can just click on that route. And for the other operator, you will see the other operation here with the location of the vehicle. So you see the operation, you see, okay, my other Corolla is just there and the operation is completed about half of the route. So I can decide to just join my colleague and complete begin at the half of the route of the operation and just help my colleague to complete that. So I can start and continue my Pinnacle Parkway here. And you always have the ability here to just check where is the summary of the operation, etc. So this is for the mobile app. I would just mute that. Sorry for that because so another function is the vocal instruction. So all the instruction in the tablet can have a vocal instruction that like Google Maps. So not only your navigation instruction will be available with the vocal instruction, but also the operational instruction. So when all something change in the tablet, a vocal instruction will be heard by the operator. So now here in my Haddon, you can monitor your operation instruction. I will just pause that one too. So you can monitor your route by many other screen, what we call the operation status. So operation status is a map-based view with a view by activity. So if you want to monitor, for example, your scraping or your street sweeping, so automatically the page will display all routes that belong to that activity with an overall progression percentage and all individual routes which are a part of that activities. So for example, my Pinnacle Parkway here, etc. So, and you have all the statistics, so the route progression information, the duration, the average speed, the number of feedbacks reported by the operator, etc. So you can just change the mowing, road patrol. So you have a lot of, again, all that activities can be customized. So at the beginning of the deployment of the implementation, we can just customize your activities to group your operation together. Now, what is a route and how do I build it? So if I go to my here route management, you have multiple ways to build a route. Sometime you will have an amazing GIS department and your IT department or GIS department has your route ready and you just need to import it and you're ready to go. In that case, you can import a linear route here. You choose your GIS department, for example. Oh, sorry for that. Oops. It's my fault. You have what we call an import tools. So you can just specify the name, the activity, the operation. So your shapefile can have multiple properties you can use to import for the importation. And you just add the importation and you will have your route. So the status is disabled because we were working on the route. You give a name, an activity. So it's a Waste Tuesday route. Average speed, and you can import the route directly. So after the route is imported, you can always modify it. So for example, here, so my route is imported, but I want to go behind that building for any reason. So I just say, okay, I will define to go behind that two buildings here. So you can always define an off-road navigation. You can do sidewalks, cycle path, parking, park mowing, or any other thing outside the road network, and it's not a problem. After, you can always inspect your direction and you're all good. Here, you can add your custom instruction. So for example, here, it's a dead end warning. For example, do you want or not a voice instruction in the tablet? Yes, I want a voice instruction. What is your instruction? This is the instruction. So you create your instruction and you're good. So you can always, okay, it's not ready here. I will just in advance notify the driver. Perfect. I will change the direction and that's all. So this is the importation tool. So you can see the two passage from each side. So you will have one line by side. So for the operator, it's very easy to distinct and how many passage he has to do on the road. Now, if you don't have in my operation status here, if you don't have the GIS department or you have a GIS department, but you only have a shape file and it's not ready, and you're not sure that the route are good enough from the shape file and to be imported for the operator, you can always add your route from the vehicle history. So what it means is you take your most experienced driver, you say, okay, let's say it's Francois. So Francois will take the truck and Francois will do the plow zone 1 downtown run, for example. And we just, after that, extract from the vehicle history. So the vehicle is, for example, the Corolla. I will select a period. So I will just extract the GPS trace. So I have here my period. So it's yesterday. I have just a little period just to show you. And I will generate the GPS trace. So automatically, we will generate the GPS trace, which is the green line. You see the green line, and over the system will generate the route. The route is not exactly following the GPS trace. Why? Because the GPS trace is sometimes some accuracy problem or generate a points not exactly when you want to, or there's too much point generated by the GPS. So you want after to just do a little process to generate a more linear route that follow the road. So you can play with the simplification tool just to check how the route will be generated. So you just give a name, import for an activity. This is a snow removal one. The color, the width, you just saved. And you're ready to go. So after, you can always, okay, I don't want to go behind that building. I will adjust some stuff here, and we're good. And you can always what we call validate the instruction here. So the directions tab, to be sure that the navigation instruction that will be displayed to the driver will be the good one. So for example, here, turn right on Crescent Drive, turn around on Conhate Court. Yes, it's a real turnaround. So it's really good. I will adjust that, etc. So you can inspect all your direction here to be sure that everything is good and everything is okay. You have only a PDF or you don't have anything, you can always create a route by hand. So you can say, okay, I would create my route here. So with the mouse, you can create your route. This is a sidewalk route, for example. I will do a turn around here, turn over, so etc. So you can always create something like that. So this is your route. You give a name and activity. Again, you inspect your direction, and that's good. You can also, I will just take another one. So on my Pinnacle Parkway here, so this is a street sweeping route. This is an example. You have another, so the color you saw on the segment. So here you saw some color in gray and some color in blue, which indicated that when the operator will be on the gray portion of the road, the operation instruction displayed will be moving. So you're in transition. And when the operator, the GPS, the vehicle will be on the blue segment, the operation instruction will change to say in operations. So you can change any portion of the road to be, okay, I will change that segment to be moving and not in operation. And then just apply. Again, all that section, let a legend here, the color, the operation instruction can be customized. You can have more than only two operation. If you have a spreading operation, for example, you're just salting, you can specify the rates you want the operator apply on the road. So for example, okay, from here, you're blast. From here, you're just 100 kilogram by kilometers. So you can specify a number of instruction you want for any segment of your route. After you have designed your route, you have dispatched it, and you're running your route on the tablet, you have what we call the live route page to be sure, not to be sure, but just to monitor the execution. So you have the activities here with all the overall progression percentage, a little widget to help you to understand the high level operation. And now you have all the list, you have the list of all your operation. So when it's navigating, you will have an on-time indicator, just indicate you, okay, are you running on time? Are you running late on that specific route? What is the percentage actually completed, the total duration? So this is a live view of your operation. You can group here by activity. You can, okay, this is my default activity, this is my maintenance, my mowing, red. So you can all group your activity, you can filter, You can just display the road patrol, winter and summer, for example. So it's a grid fully customizable. So you can display and save all your layout to have a lot of to make your experience better and relate to your jobs. If you click on particular one specific route, you will have all the execution of that route. So anytime one or several driver just take the route and do a run, you will have a line indicate that you have an execution here. So you can compare each execution of the route and say exactly, okay, this is the duration of the route when it's I don't know, it's Mike running the route, it takes 3 hours, and when it's John, it takes 4 hours. Why? So you can click on any specific execution and inspect exactly what happened. So you see that for execution, I have one reported feedbacks. This is that feedbacks here, my sign to repair. This is you have your completion portion in green, and you can display your GPS history over the route. So you can inspect exactly, okay, this portion is still in blue because the vehicle just finished the route here. So this is why that portion is still in blue. And you can always inspect each telemetry point on the route to know exactly the speed, the activity function. So another interesting features is that we get the Go 9, not Go 9, but Go devices telemetry inputs. So we're able to, for example, take your plow down, plow up, spreader on, spreader off, brooms, or any inputs. You have the lift on the waste truck to be able to compute the progression. So you can say, okay, we will turn green that segment only when the plow is down. So this is something we can do with Geotab because we are directly connected to the Geotab database. So we use the telemetry device. After we have the task management. So I can report feedbacks, but can I do something with feedbacks? So yeah, I have a lot, for example, sign to repair here. I have, for example, if I'm in the waste management side, you will have some missed pickup for any reason. The bin were not out, or there's a broken bin, or bin is too far. So you can just take some feedbacks, here, and on your feedbacks, you can just, for example, create a route. I select my feedbacks in that zone, and I will create a route here. So automatically here, I just add a route, and the system will compute the most efficient way to browse browse the route. I give a name, so miss pickup, for example. Again, an activity. This is waste management. You have your statistic here, so the length, the transit time, the task duration, and that's all. If you specify a starting point, for example, okay, I'm begin at my garage. So for example, it's a McGarrel here. So this is your starting point here. You can optimize the route from your starting point, and automatically the system will reorder your task to be the most efficient as possible depending on your starting point. So where do you start your route? So you see that the change has been executed on the route. So you can save, and that's all. On the so this is a period of inactivity, so that's okay because I didn't use my mobile app. So here if you, for example, I will choose, you see different icon on the route. So this is a little man at work, my park mowing. It's indicate that it's a task route. So a task route will navigate through the task to complete that. So you see tasks in green are completed. I have two other colleagues executing that route actually. I have my Rust Park here, so I have a park to mow. So I just started, and you can navigate, or you can directly choose a task, replace the stop sign here. This is a task I have to do. I can complete a form, take some photo, and just submit my task, and the task will be completed. So again, a task can be linked with forms. So you have all editor, you can doing your forms in raster. There's a lot of customizable form you can do. Also, you can have a form related to feedbacks. For example, if you have a collision, you have a little green circle here. If I click to my collision feedbacks, I can proceed to fill my collision report. So this is an incident report. Oh no. Additional information. So all that form are customizable. You just take some photo, you send your collision report, and that's all. Do I miss anything? So we have a lot of other, I think it's an overview what we can do with the platform. I think at that time, I don't know if you have any question. I think so.
Yeah, Jimmy, we have one so far. So back to loading up some of the shape or the routes. Stephen Dolmeyer asked, does it need to be a shapefile or can it work with ArcGIS service connection?
We have the API to use the service connection directly, so it's not a problem if you want to use the service connection to send the route directly through the API. So it's an option, yes.
Okay. I am just going to, if you'd like, Stephen, if you have any other follow-up questions, I've just unmuted you. If you want to ask anything, feel free to go ahead and talk. You have the ability to unmute if you'd like. Or if you're good, maybe just give me a thumbs up so I know that we've answered your question. Okay, perfect. All right. There's another question. Okay, so Vito, I'm going to allow you to use your microphone. Hold on one second. Okay, would you like to come off microphone, Vito, and ask your question, or would you rather, is that okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's good. Great presentation to start off. Out of curiosity, are you able to upload your own your own forms for salting and plowing, and then staff have the ability to complete the forms using the tablets instead of using paper form?
Yes, exactly. You can design your form directly to use rather in the feedback or in a task. Sure.
Another question for you, if I may. Does this system have the ability to evaluate different operators? Because most of us have different operators that go into routes, and evaluate which operator has the most efficient way of completing their routes.
Yes, you can do that here. So exactly in your history, your route history, you can compare each operator on each execution. For example, here I have all the execution here with all operator. So my delay, the line of the shields, I like the line of the shields. Jimmy, and you can compare the number of kilometers executed, the total duration, the number of off-route if you leave the route at some point, so you can compare some KPI between operators, yes.
And my last question, if I may, what is the
Sure.
cost for this Cadillac service?
Oh, you can ask to your best resellers for that.
Yes. So if we are your reseller, if you're on this call and you're with a reseller, please, we'll be sending out an email follow up that you want pricing. We can get that to you. If we are not your reseller and you don't have a Geotab reseller, we would love to be your reseller. If you have a Geotab reseller, reach out to them and they'll provide that to you.
Perfect. We'll contact ours.
Perfect. All right. I have now, Robert, I see your hand. I'm going to allow the microphone. Okay. So you should be able to unmute yourself and ask your question, Robert. Let's see. Yep. Yep. So I think, are you able to unmute yourself, Robert? I did allow the mic, so you just have to actually unmute yourself. I can't do that part for you. And then you're welcome to ask your question. And if you can't unmute, if you're having some problems with that part, some technical difficulties, feel free to type into the questions and answers. But you are unmute, like you are allowed to unmute your mic. So if you can, go ahead. I'm so sorry. Wish I could do more on this. All right. So there we go. Question and answer. Let's see here. Okay, unmute not working. So I'm so sorry for that. I do have, let me disable the mic and I'll allow it again. Let's see. Is it allowing you now to unmute yourself? And if that doesn't work, maybe just if you don't mind typing. Sorry to make you do that too. And while we're trying to work through that technical difficulty, does anyone else have any questions that they'd like to either raise their hand for and speak or type into the question and answers? Robert, I'm so sorry. Vito, you have another question? Let me just see. I think you're still able to unmute yourself. So why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, sorry. So how much time would be required to implement the system?
It's a good question.
It's a good question. It depends of your level of readiness. So if you already have your route on papers, your direction, you already have your sequence, it's not so long. It depends on the number of the routes too. It depends if you already have devices on in your machine. So, but it's not so long if you are ready. If you're not ready, you have to buy tablets or phone and provision with the mobile app. If you have to create from scratch your route, it could be a little bit longer because you have to run, for example, your route with operator and validate that. So,
Okay, thanks.
Okay, still trying to get this unmuted. Robert, what if you try holding down your space bar? Sometimes that will work for unmuting.
Robert said, can you add in road temperature?
Thank you. Can you add in road temperature?
Yes, yes, we can. We have the spreader, the spreader materials, the spreader rates from spreader controller, and the road temperature as well.
Hey, Jimmy. Was there anything else on that question, Robert? Or anyone else, if you have other questions too, please feel free. Let's wait for another moment and see if anything else comes in. I couldn't hear as well, Jimmy, very loudly, but I know that when it's showing the routes here on the tablet you have, that it's actually speaking the routes to you as well. It was very quiet on my headset, but just to make that clear for everyone listening, it's actually speaking as well while the driver's driving, not just giving the on screen.
Yeah, sure. I didn't, probably I didn't share my sound, my computer sound, because I heard my tablet here.
That's good. But I just wanted to point that out in case people were wondering. So it
Yes.
is vocal as well as visual on the tablet. Robert, another
Absolutely.
question, I think there. Hold on, let me just see.
Yeah, Lucy, can you hear me now?
Oh, great. We can hear you. Perfect.
Okay. So yeah, the follow-up to that is if you can use the road temperature in real time, there are best practice recipes. For example, APWA has theirs. You can use recipes to help suggest salt types like sodium chlorides versus calcium chlorides when temperatures fall below a certain level, or when they're close to freezing point, you don't need quite as much salt. If you can implement almost like an AI type assistance to suggest real time what the salt rates are, is that something you've thought about or can actually achieve?
No, actually, you cannot achieve a real-time suggestion from the materials, but you can take a supervisor, a human process to specify the good recipe to display to the driver and to dispatch from your event and modify your route quickly and in real time to display the good recipe to apply in your routes. But defining the recipes, it's on your side, so it's a manual process on the municipality side. So we don't compute the recipe for you, unfortunately.
And just with the Guardian sensors, I see the humidity dew point part there. If that is coming in the engine measurement, which it should be if you're on the firmware version upgrades with the iOX works, you should be able to get that information through the engine measurements. And then Jimmy, I believe all the engine measurements that relate to the winter operations you could pull in and report on in your solution, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, as long as, so that's kind of, that part's being, as long as it's on the right script and everything's working on the GeoTab side, then that would come into this system here.
Yeah, Lucy, if you maybe facilitate, if Jimmy or Francois would be interested in following up with that further, maybe we can talk about that offline.
Sure.
Sure.
Sounds good. Yeah, thank
Absolutely.
you. Okay, I'm going to now go over to, I'm going to allow the mic. So you should be able to speak now and unmute yourself, Rob.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. And thanks, Jamie, for the presentation. Quick question. If we were to map this out, I know we can use any pickup truck to do the route, but how would it differentiate if we do like primary roads versus secondaries? Would that have to be done separately?
It depends. So it depends of your kind of operation. So some customers will do it separately. Some other will merge the primary and the secondary and just indicate in the operation instruction which one is a primary, which one is a secondary. And other customers will make the old direction from the primary, doing the primary, and after passing then to the secondary one.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
Jimmy, there's another question.
Kelly?
Kelly's asked, yep, you see it there. He's asked,
Yeah.
Is there a way for the public to see the plow routes and is it included? So if you could answer that.
Yeah, you have the Citizen Insight from GeoTab to be able to display for the public. The good news is all the route you complete within rasters, the completion and all the rules apply for Citizen Insight, for rasters. So you have the ability to display to the public. Yes.
Jimmy, in your add-ins, in the raster add-in, can you just go to the drop-down menu again, just so we can kind of review what's included in the rasters, just maybe answering. So is there a public-facing portal that's part of this offering in here?
No.
No. Okay. So that is a
Unfortunately.
separate. Yep. So that's
Yeah.
a separate way to see that. Thank you. I hope that answered your question, Kelly. And Fido, are you still, I think you're still able to unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was an interesting topic. We also have something similar where we report to our residents where our plows are. Now, is there a way of delaying the live route mapping information? Because unfortunately, some residents choose to jump out and try to interfere with the plowing operation. So instead of getting live, is there a possibility of delaying it for like maybe 10 minutes or so?
Yeah, sure. You can do that with your citizen portal.
Okay.
Okay. Other questions? Okay, well, we're just before noon. I really do thank you, Jimmy and Francois, for taking the time today. It was a great presentation. We're going to share it with everybody. Very informative. I know there's so much. Every time I watch this, there's so many things going on. It takes a while to kind of get really familiar with it. But please, all of you attending, thank you very much. If you have follow-up questions, we will make ourselves available to answer them. I know NSIM very happy to connect with you again as well. Yeah, so please have a great day and thank you for attending. Take care.
Yeah. I want to thank you,
Thank you.
Lucy, and all the Daikin team. So it's Daikin is an amazing geotab reseller and work very well with us and all of our customers.
Thank you.
Yes. And Lucy, before we end this
Yes.
meeting, for everybody to know, we have a pilot program. So if you guys are interested in looking for a pilot or have more, deeper dive discovery meetings, reach out to Daikin and we'll be pleased to talk further with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, everyone, have a great day. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye-bye.